What's going on, nerds? Co-host Mike Barrel here.
Stephen Dobbins.
You've watched our show grow from a podcast to YouTube.
From Mike's kitchen to an office.
And now we have assembled our Avengers squad here.
And now we're taking another step further with our new show, Nerds in the Field. What? Wait a minute, we didn't say that.
So the idea of this show is that we're going to go out to local businesses, find out what's going on, and try out some new experiences.
And we're gonna take them over.
We are here at the Harris Art Academy learning how to draw Captain America.
Yeah, for 4th of July weekend, we decided we would come out and take a lesson from David, our artist inside. So let's go.
Let's do it.
So I've been drawing comics since I was a really little kid. Like, I think the first comic I ever made was based on like the Robin Hood Disney stuff. It's like a very long time ago. I've always been making comics. My mom used to work for IBM, and she'd bring home those big reams of paper, and they were like with the little, you know, you could pull off the little dots on the end. So they were like this giant scroll. So before I even knew what comics were, I was drawing and doing the whole story. You know?
Wow.
But I got Batman fever in 1989. You know, so yeah, I've been drawing comics my whole life.
So David, where'd you end up going to school to learn all this?
So I went to school at the Maryland Institute College of Art in Baltimore.
Nice.
And I studied illustration there.
So how long have you been teaching?
So I've been teaching since about 2013 or 2014. Wow. Yeah. How many years is that?
Too many. 7
or 8 years. Yeah. I taught in. Still teach for a university in San Francisco, doing fashion design, costuming students, teaching figure drawing basically. Yeah. I'm not teaching people how to make clothes or anything. And I've been teaching at Harris here since December when they opened. Great. And just really excited after I moved to New Jersey to find someplace like this. It's really rare. And there's paint and sips, and then there's community art centers, but there's nothing that's like, come in, here's all the tools, do what you want. And so yeah, I just thought it was a really interesting place to be able to work with kids, which I have not done before working here. Yeah. It's crazy inspiring, super exciting. Yeah. It's really fun to be able to have somebody reciprocate my interest in comics and stuff.
Yeah, I love
super
that.
Fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite comic artist?
Now I really like, in superhero stuff, I really like Trad Moore. He's a really amazing comic book artist. As far as like cartooning comics, one of my favorite Japanese artists, he does more like psychedelic comics and stuff, is a guy named Tiger Tatishi. He did a book called Moon Tracks. I like a lot of the 60s like underground weirdo stuff. Yeah. A lot. That's kind of where I came from with my style and everything when I started getting into comics. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. Here is a really important question for us because these guys are Marvel, I'm DC. What team are you on, Marvel or DC?
Answer it right.
I think I buy more DC books, but I think the Marvel characters are kind of like evergreen. They're like the best. Hey, I love DC, but DC has the big hitters that are like titans, like some of the coolest characters, and they can't even be copied even by Marvel. Like Marvel doesn't even come close to a version of Batman or Superman or whatever. They have little things like it, but I don't know. There's something I think I like about the. I like a lot of writers on DC now. I like a lot, but Marvel just generally is just, I think, more fun.
More
fun.
But not better.
I don't know. No.
He didn't say that, John.
Yeah, he did. He said that, I don't know if you heard, but he said nobody can touch the Titans that come out of DC.
I mean,
like Marvel can't touch those characters because they're the best. That's what he said. That's what.
So now that we've agreed that Marvel is the superior, are we going to be the best students you've ever had?
Let's find out where your standing is with my crew.
All right. Let's do it.
That summer feeling, summer Okay, party people in the house.
All right, guys, here is your Captain America.
Whoa!
Oh, wow. No, I can't draw that.
So today we're going to be drawing Captain America in the style of John Romita.
Great.
John Romita is a Silver Age Marvel Comics illustrator, and his son is also a Marvel Comics illustrator currently at DC.
Cool.
And this is an artist edition of his work. I'm going to share this with you just to show you how the tools that we're using today are going to be put to use. So we're going to be working with 3 tools today. We have a blue pencil, we have a lead pencil, or graphite. I don't think they make them out of lead anymore. And then we have a Sakura brush pen. The reason why we're using these 3 tools is shown really well in this Romita book. So we're going to begin with our blue pencil, and we're going to be doing our general proportions of Cap.
How come you have the piece of paper? How are we supposed to trace the piece of paper if we don't have...
But you're not going to be tracing, you're actually going to be drawing from this reference right here. You're not going to be tracing.
We're not tracing.
It just got interesting.
Okay, so every drawing should go from the general to the particular. And our blue pencil is for getting our general information on the page. So laying out our proportions, our angles, and all that stuff. The figure is roughly like 8 heads tall and 3 heads wide.
So are we using Steven heads or Ryan heads?
He's got a big head.
So we're going to start by drawing Captain America's head.
All right.
So one thing to remember is heads are not circles. Right?
Okay.
They're not a solar face. It's a lot of people do that when they're younger. Head is actually kind of like a upside down egg.
Never thought of it that way.
So we're going to sketch our upside down egg. And with the blue line, there's no really wrong marks right now.
What was that first line?
That was a mistake.
Have you seen an egg before, Mike?
Apparently not.
So the next step is we're going to draw the shield.
All right.
All right.
There we go.
And we're going to begin this by taking a look at our reference. And we can see that the distance, the shape of the head, is about the same distance from the chin to the shield. So I'm going to just do one of these, and then do one of these with my hands.
Oh, I did that without even...
Yeah, and then we're going to draw the shield. And the shield is looks like a disc. So we're going to sketch that shape in. All right, the next step is we're going to draw some beans.
So we're drawing his beans.
Wait, what?
A lot of cartoonings cartooning is simplified in the shape of a sort of a kidney bean. Where like,
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So right now we should have an egg, a pancake, and a bean. It's sort of an English breakfast.
Well-balanced meal right there.
You know, we should up the ante a little bit and make this a contest.
Okay. All right. I see you.
Yeah.
How about this? All of our viewers comment in the comment section on YouTube, who's best, who's worst. Best gets bragging rights. Everybody be in the middle. Best gets bragging rights, worst buys the next round of beers. You in?
That's
I'm in.
easy deal for me.
All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to sketch in the arms and the legs. The appendages are roughly like the same size. So I see where his hand is right here, and I'm going to just sketch a little line to show where his arm is going to be. And I'm double checking this distance is about the same as that. You know, his shoulder's going to be here. And then I'm doing the same thing back here. This line's going back that way. And then down here for the legs, it's important to remember that the height from the bottom of the pelvis to the top of the head is the same as the feet, right? So don't be afraid to draw those legs long, and if you don't have enough room on the page, just draw them off the page and leave it as it is. Let's put in some triangles for the feet. All right, so the final thing we're going to do with our blue line is we're going to put in some center lines and guides to keep our details symmetrical. So the first one, the kind of the easiest one, is we're just going to do a straight line down the middle of the face, right? And then we're going to put in two different sort of ones. We're going to have one on our pancake or our shield. That's going to help us when we try to draw out a star. And then we're going to have a curved one that goes down the center of the body. Okay, so we're finished with our blue pencil. So we're going to use our graphite pencil, and we're going to do the first thing we're going to do on here is we're going to create the silhouette of our figure and all of its parts. The silhouette is an outline. So what we're going to do is we're going to start, and you can start anywhere in the picture, but you're going to look at your reference, and you are just going to work your way around what you're drawing. And you're going to try to draw in that outline shape. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to, this is the hard part, drawing ellipses, drawing circles over and over again.
Yeah.
So we're going to use that center line at first, and we're going to draw this weird distorted star. And if you look closely at the reference, you can see it kind of curves at the ends. And then after we get our star in, we're going to draw a pancake around that star, and then we're going to draw another pancake. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to ink.
All right.
It's the final step. A lot of people call it finishing, because nowadays in modern comics it's like combined with also coloring, and you know, people are change the way that they finish a picture a lot. But we're going to do it the traditional way, and we're going to use our brush pen. You can see the brush, and we're going to add some value, some dark values to our outlines, and also color in some of the areas on the muscles and things like that. And if you look at the tip of the brush has a thin point to it, and that's going to give you different kinds of strokes. If you just lightly touch the page with the thin part, you'll get a nice thin line. And then if you press just a little bit harder or you turn the brush, you'll get a thicker line. I'm going to give you an example starting with the shoulder, and then I'll let all of you just kind of go in, right? So we use the thinnest part of the brush when we're beginning a line, almost always. And we're just going to press down slightly as we take a turn with it. Just like that. Yeah.
All right. I expect yours to look just like that, boy.
We have to ask the question, this is for 4th of July, but who is your favorite superhero?
So my favorite superhero is probably Miracle Man.
What? Really? Miracle Man was who you pulled out of all of the universe of comics. You went with Miracle Man.
So one of the reasons why I love Miracle Man is because I really enjoy the like every comic character is a copy of another comic character, is a copy of another character, like, you know, all the way back to like pulp stuff and mythology. Yeah. Like anybody could make a Thor comic because it's a real character. Well, not a real character. No, it's a mythological creature. Yeah. So anybody could do it. And one of the reasons I like Miracle Man is Miracle Man was a book that was made originally in the UK, and it was their sort of version of Captain Marvel, which later got changed to Shazam. So I'm like attracted to the kayfabe of it, like the weird, like all the different levels to how comics are like one incarnation is this incarnation or whatever. Yeah, it's like imagine if Shazam was treated like super serious.
That sounds incredible.
Alright guys, let's see how we did.
Alright. I am pretty confident about this, not gonna lie.
So how do you think we did?
I think you guys did fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah?
At the end of the day,
Yeah?
they all, you can tell just by looking at every single one of these that it's Captain America. He's got
That's a zombie one.
As long as it all looks.
He's got the wings on the hat.
Yeah, okay.
I had a hard time with that, I'm not gonna lie. I copied yours.
Yeah, did you? Yeah, the wings.
I couldn't figure that out. I think it's got fire.
Let's see the masters. Well, I think we know who's not buying the beer.
Yup.
So everybody knows, he did that drawing in the same amount of time it took me to do that.
Well, on behalf of all of us, I just want to really thank you for having us here, teaching us how to draw Captain America.
No problem.
Something so awesome for me, especially.
Yeah.
I always wanted to become better at this, so thank you.
Yeah, it was
I'm
awesome.
glad you
Really,
guys
thank
did
you,
something
dude.
out of it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there any advice you can give to potentially young artists out there, young comic book artists?
I mentioned this earlier, fail faster. It's okay to make mistakes, and you should make mistakes. It makes you better every time you do.
We know that.
Is there anywhere they can follow you? And keep
Yeah,
track of
my
your work?
Instagram and my website, Twitter, all that stuff is just Augie Trouts. That's AUGIERAUT.
We'll have that pulled up too.
Yeah.
We'll link
That's my pen name.
Yeah.
And you can take more of his classes here at Harris Art Academy as well to learn how to do this with him as well.
In Howell, New Jersey.
Howell, New
Yeah.
Jersey.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Harris Art Academy, for having us today. Happy 4th of July, fellow winter nerds, and we will see you next time. Be sure to like, share, follow, subscribe to all of our content, and yeah, see you on the next drop.